So if you want to start a pressure washing business in 2024, or really just any home service based business, matter of fact, this is how you could start it for absolutely free. And when I say this, I am not joking at all. I mean, we have this entire warehouse right here. I'm actually sharing it with the landscaper. Here's my trailer. I have a power washing business. And we're about to talk about all the equipment you need to start a pressure washing business and exactly how to start for free if you don't have any money. So first of all, starting if you have $0 in your bank account, this is how you will get your first pressure washer, how you will get jobs, and how you will ultimately start your business. So first, you're gonna wanna go to Facebook. You're gonna wanna get your first job. You know, you can do this from various ways of marketing, such as Facebook, just posting on some groups, getting some jobs that way. And once you do get your first job, ask to get paid right before the job. So you get paid before the job, you go out to Home Depot or Lowe's, and then you can rent a pressure washer. And I know they might be $50 to $100 to rent for like 4 hours or something like that, but price accordingly and you'll make the profit in between. And with that profit, you could go ahead and buy equipment, start to buy your own pressure washer, and just repeat that process until you get all the equipment you need. I even started when I didn't have a car that I could drive. I was 15 when I started. I had to get driven there by my parents, which I'm very grateful for. And it was in a 2006 Toyota Camry. So the pressure washer was literally sticking out of the trunk, and I didn't have a truck because, you know, I just didn't, and I didn't have all this equipment as well. And so I would have to put all the equipment out of there. The trunk was literally hanging open, and I continued working until I saved up enough money to go ahead and buy a truck. Now, say you do have maybe $100 to $200 to spend on the business right now. What should you buy first? So if you're starting a pressure washing business, I would recommend just getting a small residential pressure washer. Now, this could either be a 2.7 gallon per minute machine, but if you can, try to get a 4 gallon per minute machine. 2.7 gallon per minute machines are typically around a few $100. You can find some on Facebook Marketplace for cheaper, but I would recommend just buying a new one if you really have that much money, just a few $100 to buy a new one. And then if you're a step above that and you have a few $1,000s to spend, I would recommend getting a 4 gallon per minute commercial pressure washer, most likely a Simpson that I have over here. Here it actually is. It's a 4 gallon per minute, 4,400 PSI, and it runs about $1,000. But you don't just need the pressure washer. You need the pressure washer, you need the wand, you need a surface cleaner, and you need some hose. And most likely, if you buy something new, it'll come with all the hoses as well, which is awesome. And you're probably gonna want just a pretty long garden hose because this pressure hose is expensive at first. I mean, I just got done building all of these hose reels right here, and they're just ridiculously expensive. Which it makes sense because it's pressure rated. You just want to put all the profit that you're making from these jobs back into the business. So once you buy your first residential pressure washer and you have a little bit of equipment, you need to buy something called a service cleaner. So first, you can buy this Karcher service cleaner. I think it's about 15 inches and it's about $60 on Amazon. It's awesome. It just attaches through a wand through a quick connect. And it really does the job very well. You just have to be very slow about it to make it the most effective and the most efficient. Even if you do buy a big, a 20-inch service cleaner that takes a 4 gallon per minute machine, just like this one in the back here, you need at least 4 gallons per minute to run that. And this isn't one that actually attaches to the wand. This is one that you have to attach separately. And this runs about $400, I believe. It's a BE service cleaner, which is about a 20-inch. And to switch back and forth from the wand and from the service cleaner, you want to get something called a ball valve. So it's just kind of this, you just switch it, and then you could, it just stops the water on the machine, and then you could go ahead and attach it to the service cleaner here. Now, once you get your basic setup, it'll probably take you a few months to get all of that. It just takes a while. You're probably going to be out in the field, and if you don't have a truck, your car, you're going to have all your equipment in the back of your car until you could go ahead and buy a truck and a trailer. If you could just buy a trailer, I guess you don't really need to buy a truck. You need to have a car that can at least tow something. And I think a truck looks the best for that as well, more professional. So once you're done with that, you can start to get into something called soft washing. So this is the side of the houses, this is also the roof. And this is basically just spreading a low pressure solution on the siding of the home, and it sits there and then you rinse it off. Now, this isn't something that the power washer can produce because it's a very low pressure. You don't want a high pressure being on the siding of the home or the roof. A lot of times, insurance companies won't actually insure you if you use high pressure on the roof because of how harmful it is to the shingles. The shingles aren't rated to take that high of a pressure. You want to make sure you're doing it the right way. So that's why we have this hose right here, which is the soft wash hose. I got this from Southeast Soft Wash. You kind of have to build your own rig if you're, not willing to spend thousands of dollars on buying one that's already made. So, about 200 feet of hose. This is, a few $100. And then you want to buy a 12-volt battery. After you buy this 12-volt battery, you want to buy a pump, and then you buy the hoses to connect those. Then you need to buy a tank that can hold a little bit of chemical. And at first, you're going to want to make batches of the solution. So basically what it is sodium hypochlorite, which is basically a bleach, water, and surfactant, which is a soap. All of those hoses connect, and then you have a hose that's actually dipped here inside of the tank, and it gets pulled out through the pump. The pumps are actually a few $100s. It really just depends on which one you get. The battery is probably an extra few $100s. And then all the hoses are probably another few $100. So it does take time to build up all of this, but once you get to build it up and you get to be more efficient, you can start to make the money faster, and then you can start to buy stuff just like this trailer faster. And it's all about making the job as fast as possible and the most efficient. I mean, since I have this trailer and I have the truck and I have all this equipment, it's so much faster than when I was just doing it in the 2006 Toyota Camry. And that might be obvious, but you need to know the real reason of why you're upgrading your equipment. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of price out each package right now. So how much money you kind of have if you wanna start pressure washing. The first tier, this is absolutely $0. This is when you're posting jobs on Facebook, getting the job, and then you're asking for the payment before the job, and then you're going ahead and going to Home Depot or Lowe's or something, then renting out the pressure washer, marking it up a little bit, and taking the profit in between until you can buy your own equipment and setup. Sorry for the change in scenery, but continuing on those packages, but that is the package that you could start for absolutely free. Go ahead and rent the pressure washer, make the profit that's in between, work until you can buy your own equipment. Now, the second way is once you have a few $100. So I would honestly say about $200 to $800. Go ahead, look on Facebook Marketplace, buy a residential pressure washer. It's about 2.7 gallons per minute, as I was saying. And the good thing is, if you buy just a new pressure washer, I mean, it's only a few $100, and it probably comes with most likely all of the hoses that you really need. And a lot of times they are short, so you will need to buy a garden hose with probably a reel. But that is all part of the process. When you're first starting out, you need to struggle, and you have all those things that, if you don't have the money to start out, you're going to struggle with those hose reels. And man, if you don't even have a hose reel and you just have a hose, I understand that pain. And then you can go ahead and buy that $60 service cleaner I was talking about on Amazon and just save up your money until you get to about $1,000 to $2,000. So this third package is once you get to $1,000 to $2,000, you can go ahead and buy a 4 gallon per minute pressure washer. This is when you can start actually being way more effective and efficient, and you can start to go a little bit faster on those jobs. Because before, when you're doing the 2.7 gallon per minute residential pressure washer, you have to go very slow on the concrete just to make it fully clean, or else there's going to be a ton of streaks. Even if you do have those streaks, you want to make sure you spray it with sodium hypochlorite so it doesn't show those streaks anyway. And I would really recommend going both back and forth, so kind of like going this way and going the other way, just so you know those streaks won't be there. And I know it does take a lot more time, but in the beginning, it's something you have to do. Now, I'm really not sure how much sodium hypochlorite will be in the state that you guys are in or wherever you are living. Here in Ohio, I'm buying it for about $8 to $9 a gallon, which is absolutely crazy. They buy it down south in places like Florida and Texas for $1. And they also have a bunch of stations where it's kind of like when you get diesel and you get gas and stuff, you go up to the gas station, you obviously, fill up your gas tank and everything. They have those down south, but for sodium hypochlorite, which is insane. I wish they had that over here. But for now, I would just go to like a local pool store or something. And this is also for the soft wash method. Once you get your sodium hypochlorite, probably want a 12.5% mixture or a 10%. If you go to somewhere like Walmart, they usually have 10% mixtures. I think it's around $6 to $7. And it also depends on where you live. But anyway, once you do have that 4 gallon per minute pressure washer, you could go ahead and buy that service cleaner, that BE service cleaner, which is about 20 inches. That is about $400. And then after that, it is package 4, which is basically just getting your own trailer or building your own rig on the back of your truck. And this is something that I'm currently in the process of doing, building your own trailer, and it is a huge process. I mean, you need to buy all the hose reels, your gas tank, you just need to have mounts for your service cleaner. You need to have a lot of stuff on your trailer. And especially putting the soft wash system on there, you just need to bolt a bunch of stuff down to kind of figure it out. Unless you want to spend about 10 to 20 grand on a trailer that's already built for you, and even more, you're going to want to build it yourself. And you could probably make your own trailer for about $10,000, which is what I'm doing right now. And it's just a big process. I mean, you definitely want to do it if you have off season. If you're in one of the states that has snow like mine, then you want to take the off season to go ahead and build that, because it is very difficult to go ahead and build that when the season is up and running. But if you can do it, hey, why not go ahead? It'll save you a bunch of time, bunch of more money, and it'll just be a ton nicer. And then after that, you can go ahead and expand your fleet, add more trucks, hire more people, and that's kind of at the process that I'm at right now. We just got a new shop, and we're going ahead to start the new season. So if this video helped you and you want to learn more about starting your business and being around other pressure washers, please let me know. Follow my Instagram because I'm going to be posting a lot on there. And I'm thinking of starting a home service business group, something on Discord or maybe just a private networking event or group. So that's definitely something I could see in the future down the road and hopefully very soon. And if you guys want to know anything else, please let me know. Also, just wanted to say QuoteIQ is one of the best CRMs you could possibly use if you have a pressure washing business or even any other categories such as landscapers, constructions, or even painters. I actually just implemented QuoteIQ in my business this past month. I put everything in there. It's automating so many things. It literally has mass client emails and texts. You can do so many things through QuoteIQ. Very affordable, and is actually also ran by pressure washers. So if you're looking for an awesome CRM that's ran by pressure washers, make sure to look at QuoteIQ. I have a link in the description that'll save you some money, and remember to use that link.